Wagwan, everyone. I hope you're keeping well. Actually, no, hope you're doing well. I've nearly messed up my own intro there. Guys, thank you for joining me for another stream up on Tereak Talks. As you can see from the title and thumbnail, this is an Arsenal call-in show. It is usually the Arsenal show that we do on Mondays, which we started a few weeks back now. But yeah, this is the call-in show where the floor is yours, the platform is yours, and here to talk about the season coming up as we are fast approaching the Premier League season and Arsenal season in general, which kicks off on Friday against Crystal Palace. I've already got some wonderful regulars on the channel, and let's bring in first Bobby, who I was just with. How you doing, Bobby?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm nice and calm now. Nice and calm.
Yeah. That's what
well, as calm as I can be, but yeah, I'm calm.
Yeah, exactly. Until we start talking Arsenal, then it might change. Hey, big up Bobby, man. And then we've also got Wilf in here as well. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm very, very good, bro. Very, very good.
We'll get into that. We will get into that for sure. And we've also got, it's been a while since he's come on the channel as well. Fellow Arsenal fan in Graham, the Don Jones. How you doing, bro?
Yeah, big up, everyone. Big up to you. Yeah, great to be back on here. And England's women's champions, Euros champions, get in there. But yeah, let's get cracking and let's talk about
There we go. There we go. But
sorry.
You know what? You've said it. You've said it there, Graham, about England women's champions and champions of Europe. That's what we are. You know what? We've got to start with it. Bobby, I'll start off with you. Someone who has been watching the game for a little while as well.
Lionesses!
I think you heard me talking. You heard me talking about it. Big up, Rich. And there you go. Look at the mood that we've got around now. Bobby, give us your thoughts on everything in general that you just wanted to speak about with England women being champions.
Mate, it's mental. I've watched them for 28 years now. I'll say what I've said on Richie's show, that my nan and granddad used to live in Bourne Woods, and that's where they used to take us at the weekends. It's just mad because Leah Williamson wasn't even born then. I got tearful doing the stream that we were just doing, because it means a lot, and it's for Arsenal fans. We've been big for over 20 years now, so for us and we've always had an Arsenal player in the team, and the captain today for England was Arsenal. Beth Mead got player of the tournament. You know, it's just a beautiful thing, and I want to stop talking before I get emotional again.
Nah, definitely, man. Definitely. It is an emotional one. And Wilf, I know someone who else is very passionate about the women's side of the game. What's your thoughts, my bro? Let the people know how you're feeling.
I like Bobby. I'm very emotional. To be honest, I've been very emotional this whole tournament. And I'm not gonna lie, if it hadn't have been for Arsenal, I probably wouldn't have been into the women's game as much as I am. But taking stick for years about what the women's game was like, and just being there for pure football. This is the purest emotion of football that I've felt. I can't compare it to anything else. It was a pure game. It was a pure tournament. Pure players, pure fans. None of the crap that goes with it. It was people loving football, and for us to win it on home soil, and for everybody who's ever had any kind of barrier to the game, will understand what these women have gone through, what their dreams are, and for this to happen, and for me to witness it, it's pure. All I can say is pure joy, pure happiness, pure pride for them. What they've done, what they've achieved is seismic. It's one of them moments where people go, do you remember where you were when? And that's it for me. I'm actually can't actually find the words to show just how I feel about this.
Exactly. And Graham, what about yourself as well? Because we spoke about it a little bit.
I'm absolutely buzzing. It's amazing. It's 56 years of Hertz over. Before we crack on, I've got a guest. Obviously, she's not an Arsenal fan, but massive English women's football fan. Come on, you take this in and say how you're feeling. Come on.
Hello, Laura.
You have literally just made me well up just by listening to what you've said, because everything you said is so true. It's incredible. It's been such a great tournament, and like to witness the English women winning is fantastic. They have been phenomenal.
How have you found it, Laura? And it's first time seeing you as well.
Yeah, I know. I don't usually come on. I'm a very shy person.
I just wanted to ask you, what about how did you feel after that? During that Spain game, Bobby won't let me live it down. I thought we was down and out. I didn't think we had a chance of coming back, but the emotions.
We actually saw Spain play. We went to the games at Brentford, and they're a really good team, aren't they, Graham? Yeah. They are a very good team, but they just had a problem with scoring when we saw them. Hello, Eagle Eye. But the England team they just gel so well together, and yeah, they're just fantastic performers. Exactly. And for a mum of a girl who is so into football now, and for her to be into, the Women's Euros, and she's asking when the World Cup is now as well, but we won't be going to Australia. Yeah, the women's one is. Yeah, it's fantastic.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Project Beth Mead in the work there. Is that what it is, Laura?
Yeah. Well, I'd like her to. I'd love her to. She's a bit of a rockwaller though, because she's got to be tough to play against Graham.
Oh wow!
Doesn't she? She gives
more Lucy Bronze then. More Lucy Bronze.
Yeah, exactly. She's a weapon. She is. But no, I am a fan of Ella too. Although Graham wasn't that impressed with her tonight, was she?
Oh, she scored a good goal, but I thought she looked a bit tired.
Yeah. And for Chloe Kelly to come back from that injury and score the winner, and it was just magic to see her at the end. Like, she ran off with the mic, didn't she, to join in with singing. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Dream stuff from Chloe Kelly.
Yeah, she's brilliant.
Yeah,
she's brilliant.
Right, we get to Arsenal now.
Yeah. Part Brentford.
Nice Laura. Nice to see you too. You take care. Thanks for popping on. And
just to say, what a moment for Leah Williamson, Arsenal own. The emotions when she's lifting out, you could see she was not overwhelmed, but she was everything. The emotions were there. To see her manager, Jonas, to be there to watch it. Yeah, what a moment for them two Arsenal girls. Obviously, well done to England. What amazing day. And I'm someone who embodies women's football. I love it. I've really got into it the last few years. It's good quality. And this is for all the haters that make them comments about women not being able to play football. Just fuck off and grow up.
Yeah.
It's good standard.
Thank you.
Listen, we all know it's never going to be the standard of men's football. We know that. We don't have to. It doesn't have to be at that standard. But it's at a bloody good standard. It was a great tournament. And the best team won. And luckily, it was our team. So big up England.
It's true. And just the final thing on it, how great was it to see, 3 people linked with Arsenal? If you was watching on the BBC, you had Ian Wright, Alex Scott, Jonas Ardnock.
All 3 of them. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That's a perfect segue to talk about Arsenal. So, yeah, big up everyone. And big up everyone else in the chat as well. Before we do speak about Arsenal, everyone who was locked in, I'm just going to give a quick shout out to everyone. We got Wilf in here as well. We got Rich who popped in. Ed is in here. David, Mr. 200 is in the place. Jay, who I haven't seen for a while, hope you're keeping well. And he's talking about Crystal Palace on the weekend. Yes, Jay, you know what? We will get into that game for sure. But from a very biased point of view with the Arsenal panel that's on show. They got Sis in here as well. Hope you're keeping good. Watching the game with me on Friday. There you go. Basically the female version of Wilf in terms of when we're talking about very allegiant to Arsenal in that sense. When she found out that I said the Spurs kit looks all right, she nearly vomited. So yeah. Big up Bargab in here too. T-Dog, hope you're keeping well. Moss is in Nando's watching us. Big up, Moss. And we've got a Spurs fan in here as well, Bobby K. He's saying big up the panel and everyone else in the chat. Munzi calling, Bobby. Barry, just getting all the name wrongs as per usual.
Yeah.
Matt from
doing everything wrong as usual. Checkers.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. Just like his, football opinions.
Yeah.
Big up Matt from Football United. B&B in the place. Bradley, CM. Big up to you all. Peeny's in here as well. Big up Peeny. I think it's not everyone yet because we've got Jamie in here as well. Big up yourself, Jamie.
Big up, Jamie.
Everyone else locked in. One touch is in here. You know where it is, people. If you are an Arsenal fan, even if you're not an Arsenal fan, but you just want to talk about Arsenal, the link is in the chat. So it should be the pinned message on there. I'll go and sort that out. But before I do and make sure that that's all sorted, we've got Emu's in here as well. Big up yourself, Em.
Big up, man.
Big up. You know what? Let's get it started. We'll start off talking about pre-season at the end. Just want to hear your thoughts on a quick roundup on, what you've liked and some things that you might you want to improve, and just the overall feeling and how it made you that, going into the season. Has it had much effect? But we'll start with you, Bobby. Of course, yesterday, beating Sevilla 6-0. I'm sure you managed to see the game. Was you watching it live or did you catch the highlights?
I watched the highlights and I looked at the stats because you know me.
Yeah.
I like to use my eyes and then the stats. The stats weren't good. Yes, we won 6-0, great. But Seville are probably 2 or 3 weeks behind in pre-season training because the Liga doesn't start for a bit. So we've got to calm down. But what I would say about Arsenal right now is Gabriel Jesus is made for Arsenal. He's made for the system. He's made for Saka. He's made for Martinelli. He's made for Odegaard. So for me, what I've taken out of pre-season is Jesus definitely is Arsenal made. So apart from other than that, because obviously we've got St Albans on. Is it tomorrow? I think we're playing at St Albans. We've got under 21s playing St Albans tomorrow at Clarence Park. We've still got a bit. Because there'll be some play, probably Waters will probably play in that game, I'm guessing. But we still haven't done business-wise. We still need to do it. It's quite clear we still need to do it because the suspense wasn't great yesterday. But overall, but it's pre-season. You know me, pre-season means nothing. You can have the worst pre-season and do brilliant in the season. So it means nothing to me.
I hear that. But big up Matt as well. I'm sorry. I didn't mention Matt. Rich reminded me. Then I saw Matt's comment. He said, "Rich, I put a lot of effort into my comments. I'm starting to feel Tereak's mad at me for something." And he says,
forget Matt. Forget Matt.
You're an Everton fan, Matt. For fuck's sake.
Exactly. Forget Matt.
Especially when he brings up the 92nd minute winner. You know what, Matt?
No, the reason why Matt's got a goal is because of what he claimed my dog was last time.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
He's got to go. He's got to go. Ban him.
Just ban him because he's an Everton fan.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. That's enough.
My dad and brother are Everton fans, so I've born to hate Everton just for that reason. Sorry.
There you go.
No offense, Matt.
There you go. See what I'm saying? There you go. Right in there, ingrained in us. But Wilf, someone who was at the game with Peeny and Moss as well. Yeah. That was the curtain closer to our pre-season, which has been a fantastic one. Give us your overall thoughts on pre-season as a whole. What was it like at the game? But I also want to ask you, what is something that you've been really impressed by, and something that you could see there's area of improvement?
Right. Arteta's taken these pre-season games seriously. He's used them to actually get the team ready for the start of the Premier League season. I know people say, "Oh, you can't take too much into pre-season," but Arteta has. I have been majorly impressed with the way we're playing, the way we're aiming to play, the formation, the players that have been brought in, that have played so far. They have done brilliantly. what's impressed me most is how Jesus Zinchenko fitted in seamlessly. They brought up the level of the other players. My only concern, I mean, I still think we're going to bring in at least 2 more players. My only concern is if something happens to Partey injury-wise or form-wise, do we have someone to cover his position? That's my only worry. Other than that, I ain't got no worries about this team. I'm as happy with this team as I've ever been, as I've been easily the last 10 years.
Yeah. Do you know what? Just on that, I was talking about this with Bobby in when we were watching the England game. In someone in Partey's position, I think if you look across the league and even the world in terms of football, that central defensive midfield position, teams don't generally have 2 players who can play in there. Even if you look at like Manchester City do now with Calvin Phillips, he's someone that's very good in that position. And apart from that, it's quite difficult to see many teams that do. And the only teams that I really see is City and Real Madrid, who are arguably 2 of the best teams in the world. Liverpool don't necessarily have someone to really cover Fabinho. They have to change their tactics and and adjust in that sense and show a little bit more versatility. I don't see it from Chelsea or Spurs even in that sense. So it's quite interesting in that sense, and it's one of the hardest positions to fill in football.
I think Spurs probably have that now, though, with Basuma and Højbjerg.
But they don't really play with one holding midfielder, though, do they? Because they play with, the 3 at the back and then the 2 in midfield who really do that. So theirs is a bit more specific. But to teams that who play with that one holding midfielder who does the work of 2 in 2 players, they like it's quite difficult to really find. But Graham, what about yourself in terms of pre-season? How are you feeling now that are you seeing something different to Arsenal than we did, last season where we didn't start so well?
A little bit. Listen, you know me, I'm very I'm going to say realist because I'm not offending anyone else. Everyone can be happy. I understand why there's optimism because we do have a good team. There's no doubt about it. And you've heard me wax lyrical about a lot of these young players. But for me, I'm not convinced by the manager. I just not think he's good enough to lead this team to glory. But I'm willing to give him a chance. With pre-season, yes, we've said it's pre-season, but we've looked good in it, and you always got to take on what you see. Now, the biggest thing that I'm taking from this is a player called Saliba. Oh God, he's a bit of a beast, isn't he? He looks like the next Van Dijk. I think Arteta's changed the formation now. I think he'll play them 3 because you've got to play Gabriel because he's our best centre back the last 2 years. You've got to play Ben White because he cost 50 million. I think Ben White's someone with Tomiyasu and Tierney have become injury prone, so Shevchenko's a great player to come in. I do think the depth around that area is a bit weak. I think Holding's a good enough player, but isn't good enough to play. But Saliba, to the point, is someone who I'm really excited about. Centre midfield is where I'm worried. I think apart from Xhaka and Partey, that Lukongu's not ready. He needs to go on loan. Ellen, he's crap. Sorry, he is. And the Maitland-Niles is someone who can't be consistent. So I'm worried about the centre midfield. I'm really excited about going forward now. Again, I've always been a big fan of the guys up top. Like Odegaard, Smith-Rowe, Martinelli, Saka, Vieira. I've never heard of him, never seen him play, but he looks like someone who can fill in now. He's another body. He might have a bit of ability. If you pay 35 million for someone, he must have something about him. And Gabriel Jesus, he just looks like he's ready to prove the doubters wrong. He got criticised at City. I think he'll come and score 15 goals easy. I think he's our biggest hope. If he can get 15, 20 goals, we're going to have a great season. We'll win something, no doubt about that. Is he going to do that? Time will tell. We need to start well. I do think one thing about Arsenal is obviously we don't have that. The thing with Arsenal this year, we're going to play one way. We don't have that target man. We've got 2 set strikers, and we're not buying another one because we're not going to put 100k striker and Nketiah on the bench as the 3rd choice. So we are limited in how we play this year. But if we're good enough and patient enough, we can get success. But like I said, I'm a realist. I'm still not entirely convinced. I do think we need a few players to come in. We'll see. I'm not getting over the top. I know everyone on here is very realistic. A lot of Arsenal fans in this local community, we don't get carried away. We're not like AFTV. They get carried away and think we're the best team all of a sudden. That's not the case. We're not. You know, we beat Chelsea. Don't get me wrong. It's a great result. The pre-season, I think Chelsea will come better. But there's things to like. I do like what Eddie's doing, and I think now the board are, you know, Kroenke's putting his money in his pocket and he's getting it out and he's spending it. So it's now on Arteta for me. I think he now needs to. If he doesn't get top 4 this year, I think he'll go. Simple as.
There you go, right there.
I like having Don on because most of the stuff I don't agree with him with, and I like that. I think El Nenny's judged harshly. You need stability like that. I think Arteta is a elite manager in the making, and I don't think we appreciate it because we've got no point of reference because he's not done anything before and this is his first chance and it's a big club and all the rest of it. But I love that. And just for the AFT clicks. No.
Yeah.
Just for the AFT clicks. But I'm kidding.
The thing with Arteta, I'm not Arteta out. I'm not someone who completely hates him. I'm willing to give him a chance.
No.
I want him to succeed. But I just, at the moment, listen, any year if we get full third place, I'll put my hand up. I'll come in here and go, look, I got it wrong. He proved me wrong. He is a good manager. Yeah, fair play. But right now, I'm just the end of the season last year. That's what I remember, and that's on him.
Right.
That's on him.
Yeah.
He can manage
No,
the
I
club.
get that, neither one of our opinions is.
Yeah, I'm not jumping Arteta out. I'm not saying he's useless. I think he's decent, but I'm 70-30. All right, you've got to prove it. All right, have this season, manage the club. If we don't get top 4, do the right thing. If he wins it, and gets to third, second. But like I said, it's just now he's now got the team he wants. He has the team he's won, and he's got to get it.
I'm not saying I'm right.
I know what you mean, though. You are spot on, though. You are right.
It's just my opinion, and it's the way I see it. But yeah, you're totally right. I mean, there is that with both him and Edu, there is that final thing where actually, all right, so you've got your own team now, you've got all your players in, more or less, you need to go out there and prove it. And he does. And I think that's the expectation from them as well. I don't think they are shirking that. I think their plan is we need to do something now. Because we saw with Tottenham a few years under Poch, without winning anything, what happens to that side? It just collapsed and faded away. So you are totally right. It is very pivotal in what we have to do this season. I look at it differently in the fact of it depends on how we finish that season. And I've said it on here before, how if we don't make top 4 or if we don't win Europa or FA Cup or whatever, if we get really close, like if we lose in the final in the Europa and FA Cup and miss out on top 4 by goal difference or a point, for me, that's not time for him to go. But I know for other fans, that's unacceptable. And that's fair. That's fair. I mean, you have those standards and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just talking about how I see it.
There you go, right there.
Yeah.
What was you going to reply with, Graham?
Well, I was just going to say, like last year, I a lot of people thought we would finish 6th or 7th, and I finished 5th, and I was where it was. But at the end of the day, I was relatively happy with where we finished. Yes, we should have finished 4th, but it was a good season nonetheless. But I think now what happened last year, the amount of money he's had, I do think 1 point off top 4. I wouldn't be as annoyed, but I would still probably expect them to leave. But if we're 7th or 8th and completely dog shit by February, then I think he's got nowhere to go. I think the board need to make a decision. I want him to succeed. I'm not someone who have an issue with him. I want him to succeed. I like some of the things he does. Some of the things he doesn't. It's things that he needs to improve on, but no manager's perfect. Even Pep and Klopp, they're not perfect. So let's hope he does well. I want him to do well. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong. I want us to win the fucking league. You know? I want us to do everything. I want you to be wrong.
So, I want you to be wrong.
Yeah. I want to always be wrong.
But Graham's Graham's totally right. If we're finishing 6th, 7th, even I can't. You know, you can't defend that. So yeah, in that respect, yeah, definitely.
There you go, right there. And bring up my bro. So yeah, in terms of what I wanted to ask you, is I wonder if you're still here because I know you popped in. Let me know if you're here, bro. Just yeah, drop me something. Because I'm not sure if he's in here because he dropped in with a mic. I think you are. You can hear me, bro.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Bless. Yeah, bless. I can hear you now.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to ask you, was I know your thoughts on the whole situation as a whole. You're more in the line of Graham's and Bobby's thinking in terms of the sense like we need to wait and see. There's still areas of improvement, but what signings have you? You know, everybody's going to say Jesus, but we haven't. What about Zinchenko? What's your thoughts on Zinchenko? Saliba coming in, who's like a new signing in that sense. Matt Turner, who's been brought in. Marquinhos hasn't been given too many minutes, and we're kind of yet to see Fabio Vieira. What are your thoughts on Arsenal addressing those areas of the team?
Yeah, to start off with Saliba, first of all, I think I don't like using the term new signing because it's something Wenger used to use, and I didn't like it because the whole new signing thing was just ridiculous. But Saliba is like a new signing because we signed him 3 years ago, and we've only seen him this pre-season, and he's looked really good, man. And it's a bit wild to say he's like the next Van Dijk and everything because like it's not good to give players that much, pressure. But I think Saliba will do very well this season. I think he will displace Ben White very quickly. He's more composed than Ben White. I think his aggression, for me, he's Gabriel. He's got Gabriel's strengths and Ben White's strengths, and I haven't seen any weaknesses from him so far. But that's only preseason. He'll be tested against Crystal Palace on Friday and throughout the Premier League. So I think Saliba will do well this season. I'm very excited to see him. With the other signings, Zinchenko and Jesus, I think they're very, very good signings. That left back situation, Kieran Tierney, he's kind of cost us back-to-back seasons, if you'd say, with his injuries.
Definitely.
The Europa League against Villarreal and against Newcastle and all those other games where Tavares was playing. If he was playing instead, maybe we could have another outcome. Maybe we'd be in the Champions League. However, I think we need to address the midfield. I think the midfield, we need an upgrade on Xhaka. I don't think he's good enough, to be honest. And Partey, I know El Neni's the backup, but El Neni's someone that can cover 4 or 5 games to a max. Like last season, he came in and had like 3-4 good games. And then, we saw what happened towards the end. I think there's many players that you could go out and just get cover for Thomas Partey or even challenge Thomas Partey in that position. However, overall, if you're looking at the transfer window, it's looking good, but we need to bring in more signings if we want to get top 4 this season.
Yeah, I think you're right. In terms of that, we do need a few more. But before we come back around and hear everybody else's thoughts and talking about some things going into the new season, what I'll do is I'll bring up some comments first. And David coming in saying that he reckons Palace are going to beat Arsenal 2-1 next Friday. Matt saying Gabriel, the second coming of Jesus, will score 15 to 20 goals in the league this season. That'll be a very good return. I'm sure everyone.
Jesus is someone else I didn't mention, by the way. I think he's going to do well as well.
Yeah. Do you see 15 to 20 goals like Matt saying there?
I see 15 in the Premier League and more in the other competitions. I think he'll get 15 in the Premier League.
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with Matt. I want to hear everyone else. Bobby, do you agree with Matt in terms of that 15 to 20 goals for Jesus?
You know what? Well, I've already said this, haven't I, to you? I think it will be Saka that will actually score around the same as Jesus. I think we'll have joint top scorers next season. I really do.
He said 15. You know what? If let's say they both got minimum 15, that's 30 goals. Yeah, I mean it's very good from 2 players. What about you, Welf? Do you see 15 to 20? As someone who's seen him live in the flesh,
I think and I said this before. I think closer to 20, above 15 in the Premier League. 17 to 20, probably 20, 25 across all competitions. I actually see Eddie scoring 15 over all competitions. And it's interesting what Bobby said. I hadn't actually thought about Saka. If Saka weighs in with another 10 like he did before or gets into deep double figures, that them kind of numbers secures top 4 for us. But yeah, I see Gabriel definitely closer to 20, probably even over 20 in the way that what I've seen preseason, the way we're playing. Yeah.
And Bobby, you know what?
One second before, Zinchenko is going to be I think it's Black and Blanco said in there. I agree with him. He's going to be a game changer for us.
Yeah, for sure. Bobby, you said this to me. You gave your explanation. Let the people know who are probably thinking, "What, Saka to score that many goals?" What was your reasoning for that? Why you think that's going to happen?
Well, let's take the Crystal Palace match, just the one we were talking about earlier. Tyreek Mitchell and Gay would have been double, whatever you want to call it, double marking Saka, because lack of threat gave us literally nothing. So they're not going to really mark him that properly. You're a centre back. I was a right back. So, you take the biggest threat, don't you? If you know there's some player that can't score to save his life, you're going to go, well, just leave him. He'll just mess it up anyway. So you go mark the dangerous person. Well, if you've got Jesus and Saka, who are you going to mark? You just haven't got a clue. And that's where I think we are going to be more dangerous, because all we really had last season was Saka as the really deep threat. Now we've got Jesus. They're going to have to think twice now, and I like that.
Yeah, our threats did come from wide, you're right, because when Emile Smith-Rowe started off the season really well too, he was scoring a few goals once again in a wide position. It was more like we didn't have a shape in the middle. We didn't really have anyone to score in the middle of the pitch. And when Martinelli came in, he went on a little bit of a run, like against Leeds, once again from out wide. So, yeah, it was quite predictable in terms of how we was going to score and where the goals were going to come from. But now Jesus gives us that unpredictability. So, yeah, Graham, would you say 15 to 20 for Jesus in the Premier League?
100%, simple as. I'll be shocked if he doesn't score more than 15. I think I'll get the 20. I think Bobby's got a great shout there. I think what he's saying is spot on about Saka. I think Martinelli, Odegaard and Smith-Rowe can also get between 5 and 15 as well. Let's see. If them three get 8 or 9, Saka gets 13 and Jesus gets 20, then yeah, we and Eddie gets about 8 or 9, then yeah, that's top 4 really. But let's hope. But I do think Jesus definitely can get 15 and 20, even more if you can get a start. He's a quality player and he's someone who's going to bring a lot of quality. He's going to really take the pressure off the wingers, as everyone's already said. Yeah. And I just can't wait him to score some goals. Let's hope we don't get injured.
Exactly, that's true. Peony saying,
don't forget ESR as well. Don't forget ESR.
Yeah, if he gets fit, because remember, guys, he's still not fit right now.
Yeah, and that's where it's my favourite. I'm worried. I've seen Arsenal live a couple of times a few times last year. And for me, he was the best player on the pitch every game I watched. I think if he can get his confidence and stay fit, I think he's obviously him and Martinelli will challenge, and obviously he's playing Odegaard's position. He's another threat. If he starts scoring, he'll start starting, and then he's another player that can really going. He started the season well last year. He just fumbled off. He was one of the reasons why we lost to Newcastle. I think he played really poor that game, so he's got something to prove. But he's got to stay fit. It's the same with Tomiyasu and Tooney.
Very true, very true. Peony saying Saliba's calmness was impressive at the game yesterday. Brad also saying that Wilf is speaking facts as always. Bargav mentioning, I'm starting to like the interchangeable movements in our team. That once again comes from threats in and around sort of kind of the lines where Bobby's speaking. Hopefully Odegaard can be more of a goal scoring threat as well. He got in a few positions yesterday where his shooting boots just weren't quite there. But you saw it, Bargav, up against Chelsea. You was at the game, I believe, for that one. And you saw the strike that he had there. He definitely can score more goals. And if we can get that from midfield and then maybe a Tielemans or whoever that midfield signing is, then you know what, we got threats all over the pitch. Apparently, is this true, Wilf? Creamy's only 3 foot tall in real life.
Actually, that's doing it a disservice. I'm two foot and a half. So
there you go. Big up. Ed says, I know you'll cover this later, boys, but thoughts on central midfield options, especially with the TP rumours. And this is what I'm going to say this to everyone as well. With this news, when it came out, and with what you've seen on social media through the Guardian, this has been known. Arsenal are not going to suspend Thomas Partey unless charges are brought. That's their reasoning. Whether you agree with it or not, that's totally up to you. But they are they are taking it the innocent until proven guilty route, and then when charges are being pressed, that's when will suspend Thomas Partey. So it's an interesting strategy to do it, because we've had Mason Greenwood, but there was a few more cases of evidence being put out and charges being pressed there. So I can understand the route that Arsenal taking. If it whatever, we don't know, we're only speculating if whatever we speak about and trying to add connect the dots or whatnot. But yeah, the police, they're going to do their investigations, and currently he's still playing for Arsenal. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm treating it.
Right now, it's word on word, and I'm not saying anyone's right or anything. I'm just saying with the Greenwood one, there was blatant evidence, so obviously everyone took the action. So maybe it's the right thing, but if he does go, I do think we need a couple of players in. We need one in now anyway. So if Partey goes, we need two in. Who they may be, let's hope quality.
Exactly that.
He was quality yesterday, by the way.
T, I'm gonna go out and come back in. Yeah.
Yeah,
go out
cool.
and come back in. I'm having a little.
No worries, bro. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. No worries, my bro. So yeah, Matt's saying McNeil to score more than Martinelli.
Good signing. He's a good signing, McNeil, for Everton. I'll give you a little bonus brigade there, Matt. That's the only nice thing I'm saying about Everton. It's a good signing, but he won't score more goals than Martinelli. He'll score about 7 or 8. Martinelli will get about 9 or 10.
Well, there you go. Martin score more than Martinelli though. I don't know. I
was gonna say on Thomas Partey, he was very good yesterday. I think he played very well.
Yeah, he was good. He was very good, and we'll get into like individuals and what you expect from them a little bit more. I've got questions lined up for you guys that are ready, and it's something good, intriguing ones. It's going to help me with a little bit of research, I'll say, for a show that me and Ed have got coming this week. Brad also saying Graham must not have seen El Neni screamer against Nuremberg. I think he's saying that a bit tongue in cheek, but that was a very good goal against Nuremberg.
Like I said, he can play well, but he's not consistent enough. And I think we've all said that already. He's not someone who could start week in, win out for Arsenal. He played 3 good games and then he was shit. So it's not good enough.
Yeah.
Rotation.
Good goal. Good goal.
Only missing Moss. I mean, I don't know what Moss is saying here. Only missing Tielemans, Sangare, Jonathan David, or Cody Gakpo, and we're winning everything. There you go. I actually agreed with most of what Graham said. But if you sack Arteta, who comes in?
And the league manager.
Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby would be brilliant.
The league manager, the simple as that.
Well, that's it. Who do we get in? And I don't know.
See, this is what annoys me. There are so many good managers out there, but they're not just in the EPL. They are all over Europe.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's easily done.
There's a brilliant one that Graham looks like, but he doesn't like.
Fuck off. No. They're in trouble this year, by the way. I've tipped them to go down.
Yeah. I don't know.
They're in trouble. They've got no quality. They're in trouble. Trust me, look at their squad.
They didn't really have much quality anyway.
And then he won't be linked with Arsenal ever again, and that's great. There's loads of good managers, but I don't know. I think if he has another good year this year, I think Patrick Vieira will be on the horizon. Will he be ready? I don't know, but he's impressed me at Palace. So if he does another good season at Palace, if Arteta does get sacked, I think he will realistically be someone to look at. But no one else to top of my head that's young and who's not been written apart. Who's Simeone from Madrid, always going to be linked with people, but he plays negative football. I wouldn't mind to get a Ligue from Juventus, but will he come to Arsenal? Depends where we're playing. It's what if. I'm not someone who's fussed about the next manager. I just base on the manager who is. And obviously, if he doesn't do it this year, then yeah, who comes in? As long as it's not some noddy, then I don't really mind.
I get you. It's
after the World Cup.
You get. Now carry on, bro, because you're kind of right about after the World Cup. Because I do think.
Yeah, after the World Cup, I think Luis Enrique and Roberto Mancini will be available. Those two are elite managers and will come in straight away. I hate that question. If you sack Arteta, who comes in? There's so many managers available. It's just a ridiculous question, to be fair.
So Bargav saying Saliba, Zinchenko and Jesus changing the energy. However, the biggest games will decide on Arteta. Graham spot on. David saying Arteta's Ollie 2.0. I mean, I don't think he's that bad, David.
I wouldn't agree with that one.
yeah. I mean,
That's a bit
Arteta
too
won a
far.
trophy. Yeah. But yeah, nah. He's more tactic. He's definitely more tactically versed in the game than Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think. But Bargav saying Chelsea finishing 6th unless they pull off some magical transfers. Definitely need to have a big transfer end to the transfer window. Big up Hanno is in here saying who thinks Arsenal's are finishing above Chelsea. That was Bargav's answer to the question there. Zinchenko is a game changer of a signing, says B&B. I think when in game changer, I think yes, when Tierney's not playing and he helps us maintain that balance in midfield as well as defense when he plays in there, because what Arteta wants from his left back. And it's quite nice to see that we chased Lisandro Martinez to play in that role, but we had a backup, you know, like we saw Lisandro Martinez for available at a price until Man United came knocking on the door. But then, you know what I'm saying? And then we went to sign Zinchenko. That's Arsenal showing tactical versatility and even in the transfer market right there. Would be great if Fabio Vieira turns out better than Ødegaard. I mean, that's a difficult one to do. If he's better than Ødegaard, then he's probably one of the best attacking midfielders in the Premier League. I really do rate Ødegaard that highly. And are Arsenal strong now with their new signings? Yeah. What would you guys say? I like quickly on that one. I would say yeah, we are stronger. Oh, Graham, you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry, we're stronger. But we're still not strongest. We still need a player or two, I think. Because reality is, three, potentially 4 of these signings can be backups. Zinchenko will start. Tierney's fit. Tierney plays. Zinchenko run the games. Will put it. They're good signings. It's what we needed. But 2 or 3, 1 or 2 at least, starters, then 100%. No argument.
There you go. Why is Marquinhos going on loan? Have you guys heard something that I haven't?
He is meant to be going on loan. It will probably happen in the next couple of weeks. Yeah.
Yeah, he's not ready yet.
Yeah, I think the fact that we haven't really seen him in pre-season kind of says it. That he's not ready. But yeah, interesting. Yeah, that's the answer to the question, Ravi. Yeah, he's not ready yet. By the looks of it. But guys, big up Hanif is in here as well. Sorry, my bro, I didn't realize you were here. How you doing, man?
You're biased, you. You're biased. One of your leaders is waiting. You're biased. Big up all of you. I told you about England.
Well, you told me what? You were saying England
before I went off. It's on video. You know you, yeah. Just because you look handsome on screen, that doesn't mean people should listen to you. Wow. Bobby is the voice of reason, really.
Oh man,
listen, look, I think I said it before with Arsenal and Arsenal fans. I think Arsenal fans enjoy it, but I still think if you look at what Arteta has done since he's come in, regardless of the money that he's spent, and money needed to be spent because you've still got a lot of players from Arsene Wenger's reign. They bought really well. Him and Edu seem to have got their act together. A lot of people were very critical of these guys when the first 3 games of last season, when the players weren't fit, he didn't have everyone. You know, there's a lot of context with Arteta, but I think now, I just think that you guys should just like enjoy it, because the season can change, can't it? In January, February, because you don't know. You might be like 6 points off the top. It could happen, as an example. And then you've got Europa League and the FA Cups and etc. So I think you're going to challenge for the top 4. But then also you need to make a decision. What does the Europa League mean to Arsenal? Do they go for that? Or do you just think, you know what? If we play once a week with this team, I think you'd be more successful than last season's team, because you've got a lot more goals in it. In my opinion, I think you've bought well. Zinchenko seems like a good signing. He's not world class or anything, but he's a good player. I think Jesus is world class. That's just my opinion. I think he's knocking on the door of world class. He just needs to prove it. And I'll be honest with you, Arteta, in my opinion, is doing a good job. I just think it all depends on what everybody else does in the transfer window. If Chelsea, United, City and Liverpool start getting players in, then it all comes down to whether Arteta's squad is settled in enough to get them to where they need to be. Because I still think, I look at Saka and I think he has a great side. He always starts well, but he lets himself down the back end because he's tired, he's young. Martinelli, in patches last Martinelli looked absolutely fabulous, but his game needs numbers now. And I still think you need a winger, and I think you need a striker. I don't know who your striker is behind Jesus. I can't remember.
Eddie,
But-
the guy who scored
Oh,
two.
sorry, you said Eddie's all right. To be fair,
and did that.
to be fair, Eddie's all right. And I just think with Arsenal, I think you guys are gonna have a great start, but when your patch happens, not you, Tereak. No, forget Tereak. Not you, Bobby, but the rest of your fan base. Yeah, we both know they're gonna need counselling sessions.
Listen.
And because it's gonna hit the fan. Because I'm looking at a lot of Arsenal fans, and bloody hell, you guys are going for the league, man. That's what I'm hearing.
Anif, I've got 2 lions in the background waiting to be unleashed on you in a bit. But anyways, before I do that, yeah, I'll answer my what I think to you, a few things that you pointed out. But B&B, thank you. You know my love for Xhaka. Xhaka this preseason has upped his level again. This man could win a golden boot, and people would say he needs to score more.
Golden boot, what?
I don't think Xhaka's really upped his level. I just think that he's a decent footballer, and now that we actually have a decent team all around, he looks even better. And he doesn't look as shaky because he's not in dangerous or positions where someone with Xhaka's lack of mobility.
I thought you had a good season last season. Apart from that one game, he had a really good. I thought he was like a 7 out of 10. I didn't think he was that bad.
Yeah, exactly. And just the one thing that when you was pointing out is about Saka. I would say once again, it's kind of linking with what Bobby says. There was an over-reliance on him towards the end of the season, Hanif, and that's when teams started to figure out that, okay, really, the only threat on that right-hand side for goal scoring was Saka, because Erdegaard, although I love him so much, he went on that little patch where he scored a few goals. He needs to score more goals. Martinelli didn't score anywhere near enough last season for my liking. When Smith Rowe got injured as well, then we lost goals in that area of the pitch. So I thought it was a little bit, towards the end, not just really to do with tiredness. I think people thought it was tiredness because I think Saka, the way he carries himself, he looks tired anyway. But I think a lot of it was because there was so much pressure on that right-hand side for him to score goals and those things there. But we'll bring in the 2 lions. He sorted himself out now, Wilf.
Yeah. Big up, Hanif. How you doing?
Yeah, all right, Wilf. How are you, my brother? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Now I'm gonna fire on you. Come with that.
Fire, bro. Fire. I've got plenty of trophies to show for it, bro.
Listen, and they're gonna dry up quick.
All right, don't worry, bro. Don't worry. I was a Chelsea fan before, Ruben.
Yeah, and then you didn't see nothing for 50 years before that. So
no, we did. We saw FA Cup. We saw Cup Winners' Cup.
Yeah. You're a good cup team.
We were basically. We were a better version of you guys.
No. You hadn't won a league for half a century because we had a double before you won a league. But anyway, what I'm saying,
win the league, bro.
I'm not saying that. Hey, I've never said that we're going to win.
You're coming out, my boys, man. Listen, we're struggling at the moment,
but we're going to finish. Exactly, we're going to, and this is why football is cyclical. We are going to finish ahead of you. You're
say with chest, Wilf. Go on, Wilf. Go on.
And unless you sort out the turmoil that's going in there with players wanting to leave and all the rest of it, it's going to take a time. Yeah, because like you said, Abramovich was. It was like having a star player. Once he's gone, you've got to readjust to that system, and it's going to take you time. And nobody else is going to give you time. None of the other teams are going to give you time to bring in your players and settle and get back into the swing of things. Everybody else is going to improve around you. I think our fan base don't give us credit for where we are in the football hierarchy at the moment. There are other teams, other players, other fan bases that are scared of where Arsenal are at the moment. And they see what's happening. People that are in the know and see what's happening in football. They see they're frightened. I'm not saying, I'm not going to say it's justified. As in like it's going to come to fruition, because you can only do that by playing games. But there is a fear around football of what Arteta is doing. And I believe in that. I see that. I think the hurt from what happened last season is going to inspire this team to go on that next level. So games that we drew last season, we're going to win. Games that we lost last season, we're going to draw. Something's happening. Something's happening, and I don't mind it. Everybody else sees it, but I know what I see, and I've seen this twice before. I've seen it under George Graham. I've seen it under Wenger. There's a plan in place. There's a structure in place. There's a journey there.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think when Arteta first came in, and I don't know if I knew T at the time, but I spoke to One Touch at the end of the previous season, end of last season, or the season before that, sorry. And I said, look, you've got this guy. You need to back him and give him time. It's like anything. Like I'm already where you think Chelsea are going to be, because we've not won a league in 6 years, and the structure's never been right at Stamford Bridge. You've got one woman buying all these players, and she's responsible for a lot of the issues at Stamford Bridge. We turn around managers like it's a joke. So ultimately, if you don't have a plan, eventually it does catch up to you, and I think it has caught up to us, Wilf. I'm not going to lie. I've always said, and I'm pretty clear on my stance. I want the league. I'm not bothered about the Champions League. Once every 10 years is nice. I'm not going to lie. Once every 10 years is nice. But ultimately, you've got to compete for the league. And we have to be honest, we're more closer to Arsenal, United, and so on than we are to the top two clubs, in my opinion. I think this season is going to be a fluke season because of the World Cup being in the middle. But I think once we get back to normal proceedings, I think Chelsea will fall off if they don't get the structure right this year. We'll see what happens, because Ted Bowley's come in, and that guy is running like he's director of football and football scout and everything, but he's buying the players that Tuchel wants. Tuchel deserves the time. I get it. But ultimately, we're going to see this year how good of a manager is. If we can scrape through top four again, I'll be like, bloody hell, we've done well. And I think we've got a good chance at getting top four again. Because everyone's writing us off. I think we're going to win a trophy as well, and I think we're going to be competing for top four, but we might not get there. But I think we'll win a trophy, and I think that's where we are. Until we don't sort the structure out, I'm willing to take a hit on the season, but I know Fofana's coming, more or less done, and we'll see who else is coming as well. I know Timo Werner is on Newcastle's radar, but ultimately, I don't think we're going to let anyone go until we've got players in, which is probably the smartest thing Ted Bowley's done, and so has Thomas Tuchel. But they've had all summer to sort this out, and this is Chelsea Football Club, but the fan base is not willing to accept. They think we're like Real Madrid of England, and I'm just like, listen, you need to get out of that mindset. We're not that type of club. We need to sort it out. And I go, look, if not, we're going to be the next Arsenal who are not going to win a league title for like 20, 30 years. In our case, it might be 50 to 100 years. But ultimately, if you don't have a structure in place, you're not really going to compete for the league. And I don't think we will. But we'll have to wait and see, because I think the Champions League victory hides a lot of our issues. Because if we were to win it again, for example, in the next 3 years, because it's regarded as a major trophy, it hides the cracks, doesn't it? And that's my problem at Stamford Bridge.
Hanif, what we're gonna talk more about Chelsea tomorrow, because I'm gonna do a call-in show where we talk about all of the Premier League clubs. This one, Arsenal. Because I just wanted to deep dive in on Arsenal, hear what everyone else, your thoughts are on Arsenal and everyone else. Anyone's welcome. Because tomorrow that's where we're gonna go, because there's so much we could talk about Chelsea that needs a whole show in itself, for sure. But Brad, big up Brad. It's been a while, man. Hope you're keeping good.
Yeah, try not to cancel myself again.
Ah!
You know, that's the main goal today.
Well, Eddie and Ketia vibes and that.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah, for sure, bro. So yeah, bro, how you feeling? Did you catch many of the games over in preseason? Or
I watched a
excitement?
few. I watched the Chelsea one. Super excited about that. I didn't get a chance to watch the Sevilla game, but I just had the notifications and stuff. I was at work. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I'm most excited about the signings that we have so far. Like Shevchenko, I can never say his name, apologize, and Jesus. Those are the two I'm really looking forward to watching this year.
Yeah, for sure, man. Definitely, man. It is really exciting at the Arsenal right now. Like I know it's pre-season, but seeing us taking new adding to the squad that was already giving us a lot of excitement last season, going on nice bits of runs, but they ran out of steam. But adding like quality, experience, and most importantly, leaders into the squad too. And that's what we're seeing. And you know what? I wanted to ask you guys a few questions. So let's let this be the main one. I want you all to come with a different answer as well. So I'll give Bobby the honors to go first in terms of this. Who is your one to watch? And when I say one to watch, this is a player that that you want to see take the next level, take that next jump, or that you've got high, like you regard them in a high esteem, but they quite haven't hit that potential yet. Who would you say your one to watch is for Arsenal this season?
Mine is going to be Fabio Vieira, because not a lot of people know about him. I've watched him for 3 years, and I know how good he is. So yeah, watch out for him when he does actually get to play, because he is something different.
What do you think he's going to bring to us to the side?
Mate, he's like a little magician. he's so good. Yeah, for 35 million, pretty good bargain, to be honest. Because he is, I think someone said it about Odegaard earlier, he is better than Odegaard because he's got more to his game, where Odegaard is pretty much central. Vieira can go right, left. He'll tear you apart. But you watch out. He's very good. Fabio
Vieira, that's your one to watch. Graham, what about yourself? Who you keeping a keen eye? It doesn't have to be a new signing. It can be someone. I know who your favourite player is.
It's gonna be him.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So Smith-Rowe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why, because obviously he had a bit of a dip near the end of the season. I really think he can be better than that. I think he really can take the next jump. Obviously, at the moment he isn't going to start. We all know Martinelli and Saka, but he will get his chance. It's if he can take it. He's obviously got England on the horizon if he can get in the squad. I really, like I said, I have him in high regard. I really rate him as a player. I love the way he plays football. I love the way he carries the ball. He scored goals last year. He got about 11. So he had a good year last year. There's nothing bad with your full first season. And I think he can really improve. Needs to stay fit. Needs to stay injury-free. There's loads of players, like I said. But obviously, Smith-Rowe for me, we've not seen him at his best yet. But if he can get fit, stay fit, get in the team, then yeah, if he can be on all cylinders, then yeah, one to watch for me.
It's a good shout, with Smith-Rowe, because when he was fit and he looked sharp and he looked strong, he was firing, and he's like an Arsene Wenger player.
I love the way he plays. I love the way the way he likes to finish. Always on that right foot, always the side foot in the corner. That's how he tries to finish every single time. And 8 or 9 of his goals, same sort of goal. The one against Chelsea was my goal of the season. I love that type of goal. He doesn't have to hit it hard to get it in. He just tapped it past the goalie. Very similar to the Ronaldinho goal all them years ago. Yeah. Goals like that. He loves to play like that. He did it a few times last year. I'm a big fan of him. I just want him to stay fit. I know, obviously, I'll support Arsenal, of course, and I want everyone to do well. And I love Saka. I love Martinelli. I love Odegaard. I love Jesus now. But I'd love to see him just step up and have a season. Soft spot for him. Going to be hard, but he's got a bit of versatility as well. He can also back up like Odegaard. And just I'm sorry what Bobby said. Obviously, Vieira, I don't know much about him. I'm not going to bullshit it. But if you're saying he's good, I'll take your word for him, Bobby.
See, Bobby's he's got a lot of respect in it, you know what I mean?
He's like the Don, isn't he? He's like I'm the Don, obviously.
You can't get to the Don when Will's in here. Be careful.
He's like the other Don.
We got 3 Dons in here. We got Graham, we got Bobby, we got Will.
Yeah.
Oh,
Two
man.
Dons.
It's a hot topic, you know. It's
Yeah.
like bringing out, you know, off different corners from the mafia.
We'll have to break some bread. We have to break some bread eventually, yeah.
And I'm
Oh,
the
believe.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, Brad, what about yourself as well? In terms of ones to watch, so we've had Fabio Vieira, we've had Emil Smith Rowe. Who you got a keen eye on?
I've got a little bit of an unpopular opinion. I think Eddie. I think that he could really break through this year, especially because we're in Europa, so it's a whole nother competition, and we have 5 subs. So we're going to be constantly wanting to rotate players, and especially when he plays well with Jesus, if we wanted to try something different and go for 2 strikers, I think Eddie would play really well in that. Or just give him a little bit of run of games like we saw at the end of the season. I think he can do really well. He's on a new contract. I've always liked him, so that's who I'm going with.
Eddie and Kerry. You know what? It's not an unpopular opinion because we've got Wilson here. You definitely, I think you stole his with the way he reacted. Then I saw the reaction. Yeah, Eddie.
And Brad did it on purpose. I know you did it on purpose, Brad. But good to be on with you again. Great to be on you with you again. Before I say anything, big shout to Bobby and the Don Jones for those 2 are brilliant shouts for next season. Since Brad has taken my Eddie shout, because you know I've been screaming his name from time. For me, you know what, I'm gonna go with, I want to go with the obvious. I'm gonna go with the obvious. Jesus. I just think his game is gonna go to a next level that we didn't see at Man City. I think what he's gonna do for Eddie and the players around him, I think he's got a new lease of life. I just think he has found a second home after Man City, with mans them that have the belief in him, Edu and Arteta, who have such belief in him and such faith, and the unity that I've seen in this squad is just going to lift him to the next level. And if you don't consider him world class yet, he will be very, very, very soon. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him.
Go. Gabriel Jesus, the one who's all on our lips at the moment.
The return of Jesus. The return of Jesus.
There you go. And what about yourself, my brother? Who I know Brad's taking your Eddie shout after a certain someone when he scored his first goal in a competitive game for Liverpool yesterday. Who's your?
You know what I would go for? Yeah, I would go for Saliba. I think he will do really well this season. I think he'll pocket a lot of attackers this season, and he's going to surprise a lot of people. He won't surprise me definitely because I know he's really good. Hopefully, he gets game time, a respectable amount of game time, because it's going to be difficult for him to start ahead of Ben White. Not in my eyes, but probably in Arteta's eyes, because Arteta did buy Ben White for 50 million. So if you're dropping your 50 million centre back for a guy that you didn't sign, it might seem a bit weird. However, you play players based on form and ability, not who you signed. So I think Saliba, I think he would do very well this season if he's given a game time.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a good shout. And I don't think it would be too... Do you know what? When people say... And a lot of people agree with you and think that in saying that that Ben White, he'll play most of the games because Arteta spent 50 million. I don't think that's the case. I think what he was trying to create is what, Manchester City, they spent 200 million on fullbacks. They don't really care about that. They're saying competition for places. You're going to get game time anyway, Ben White, because of the amount of games that we're going to play in such a short space of time. It's about competing and keeping that level high. I don't think at Arsenal we're trying to have that. This is the first 11. This is the bench, and it's not that hierarchy. It's I want everyone to be on it to compete, because that's why Liverpool and City are where they are. Chelsea aren't at that level because they do have a set. You're gonna be my starting left back, and then I'll rotate. Tommy Tuchel, he does rotate a little bit, but for necessity rather than options in that sense. So I think I do hear what you're saying, though, bro. It's going to be an interesting one, and I like that
The,
shout.
the thing I'll say about that, obviously, along with the left wing with Smith Rowe, Martinelli, and obviously the left back situation, the centre back position is an area where we're very strong, and it's going to be a lot of competition for the places. Now, I said as long as M said the same as earlier, you're not going to drop a 50 million centre back, but he's not going to drop Ben White anyway because people might disagree. Ben White had a good season last year, and Arteta feel that he'll start him. If they're both fit, he'll probably, if he plays two, he probably will start Ben White and Gabriel. I agree with them. I would start Saliba because I think Saliba's got potential to be very special. But I wouldn't be annoyed if Ben White does start. But Saliba's got to take his opportunity. When he gets it, he's got to show why he's better than Ben White and Gabriel. And if that's the case, then he will shine. Simple as.
For sure.
But that's the kind of headache that Arteta wants.
Exactly.
He's got 3-4 centre backs that are fighting each other for first team position. That's what you want. You want that in every position, really.
Yeah,
but that's the reason why we finished where we did. We didn't have the depth. Now we've got a left back. Now we've got Tommy Arts and Ben White and Cedric. But we've got better depth positions now. We've got 2 strikers, so we should hopefully be a bit more consistent. And let's just hope that we can finish off games and have the players coming in are better than what we had. So having that headache in centre back position is not the worst thing in the world. But again, I just want Saliba to play. I saw him a few times on Marseille. The guy's a French international, for God's sake. So he must be good if he's getting into that team. So simple as.
Definitely. And what was you going to say?
Go on, him.
Yeah, I was just going to say he's the complete defender out of the 3 centre backs. He's got Gabriel's strengths and Ben White's strengths combined into 2. I don't really see a weakness in his game. Maybe aerially, but I don't think so because he is big. He's around 6'3" or 4", if I'm not mistaken. So I just haven't seen him tested in the air, but I think he is good in the air. Just not seen it before.
Yeah. What was you going to say, Wilf? And then I got a question for you on Saliba as well.
Yeah, no, I don't discount Houdini as well because all right, yeah, the other 3 might be ahead of him, but he comes in and he does his job. He's a battler. He's a fighter. When called upon, he will step up to the plate. Yeah, no, he might have not have the qualities of Saliba and Gabriel and Ben White, but don't discount him as a squad player, which is what we need. El Nenis and all these kind of people, even Xhaka to a certain extent, because my original thoughts on Xhaka, but what he's done is stepped up. These brothers will step up because it's a squad game. It's no longer a team game. It's not no longer the first 11. It's a squad game, and we need a level of quality within the squad.
Definitely. And I just wanted to ask you on Saliba before we go to Hanif, because I think I know who Hanif's is. I've got a guess. I've tried to guess everyone's. Well, how his presence in real life? When you see players on TV, he looks massive. What's he like in real life, bro? He looks huge.
Bro, I put it this way: if he stood on my foot in the club, I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying anything. I'm just going, yeah, he's cool, bro. It's my bad.
My bad. My foot shouldn't have been there.
Yeah. Foot shouldn't have been there. I had no right for my foot being there. But the geezer is calm. He's assured. I like I said at the beginning of the show, I'm trying not to get gassed about him because he's new and he's just to the Premier League. He's young and all the yada 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 yada. But every time I see him, I get gassed. I can't help it. He does that to me. When I see him, again, I know it's pre-season and all the rest of it. When I saw him in that Chelsea game, he's got pace, he's got speed, he's got and he's calm when he gets there. He doesn't panic. He don't dive in. He's not sliding all over the place. He reads the game. And I know M said we can't say this, but for me, he's a Van Dijk in the making. He's not a Van Dijk now, but I can see him 2-3 years down the line, people talking him in the same light as Van Dijk. I can see Gabriel in that respect. I can see Ben White in that respect. These players, they're not even close. They're like 3-4 years off their peak, and we've got them. So yeah, Saliba's he's gonna be a bad boy. He's people like you know when strikers go off against Van Dijk, they second guess themselves. That's what's going to start happening with players going up with Saliba. They're not going to make the runs that they want to make. They're not going to do the things that they should do because they're looking who they're facing and they're going, no, I need to do something different.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
there you
spot
go,
on.
man. And Hanif, who's your one to watch for Arsenal? I know you've been, the last year or so, you've been trying to poach a few of our players, trying to, make negotiations with me, but you ain't getting none of them. But is it the one that you're one to watch, the one that you keep mentioning to me that you want to go to Chelsea?
I want Martinelli.
Let's see.
I think he's special. I think he's really special. I think he's wasting his career at Arsenal Football Club. He needs goals, but he also needs managing. I still think that he should be rotated with possibly Pepe or someone. I think you need a winger or maybe even with the lad that Bobby mentioned. Well, the thing is this: Martinelli is still he's a quality player, but he's still raw. You still need to rotate him because he goes very quiet. But if he gets goals and assists in his game, I'm not gonna lie to you. Once he starts doing that, the big boys are gonna come calling. He's just special, in my opinion. He's more special than Saka, and he just needs to add goals to his game. There's also your centre back as well. I think Gabriel is extremely underrated. I think he's top draw. I think he's. I was surprised that he wasn't your captain. I'm not gonna lie. I thought he was gonna become the captain of Arsenal Football Club, but it is what it is. But Martinelli for me, I think he just needs goals and assists, and I think he gets in the positions where he can assist, and I just think he just needs to get that into his game.
I hear that. Big up King as well. In a place.
Yo. Big up. Tereak, how you doing, man?
I'm all good, man. I'm all good. We're just talking about our ones to watch. I mean, everybody's had to go with someone different. So you've got the hardest one to deal with. So Bobby mentioned Fabio Vieira. Graham, the man, the Don himself, went with Emil Smith-Rowe. Brad went with his controversial one, according to him. But Wilf definitely loves it. And Brad had to go with it after, the final day in Eddie Nketiah.
Yeah.
Wilf went for Gabriel Jesus, the obvious one. M went for William Saliba. And then Hanif, where you just had to reply about Martinelli. He's not going anywhere in Gabriel Martinelli. So who's yours? Your one to watch for this season? Who's someone who you're expecting to make that next step in terms of level of their game?
Martin Odegaard.
Yeah, thought so.
Yeah, and I just before I speak on him, I just want to say one comment. I heard someone said that Martinelli he got more potential on Saka. I just have to disagree. I don't know. I think Saka is very underrated by people. I think Saka got a lot of ability that is very hard to teach someone, and the reason why he's been ahead of Martinelli is because he's more matured on the pitch and he knows when to take the right decisions. And this is very hard to teach someone. And to have that understanding at 20 years old is very unheard of. So for me, of all of our youngsters, he's probably the one I feel got most potential. Maybe him and Saliba. But I do rate Martinelli as well. But when it comes to Odegaard, for me, now that he has a striker in the team, in Gabriel Jesus, he's going to have Saka and Martinelli being 1 year older. He's going to have people like Zinchenko and Saliba helping with the creativity at a deeper level on the pitch. I think he's going to thrive more. And with him getting the captain's band as well, watch out for him. I think what he needs to improve is easy. It is his goal output. He needs to score more goals and he needs to get a more assists. But I think when you got players like Jesus, Martinelli, Saka at top, it's gonna be more space for Odegaard, and I think he's gonna have a very good season. I know he's like a controversial player. Some either think he's very good or some think he's weak, he's poor, he's slow, but I think he's a very intelligent player. I like Odegaard.
Yeah, I agree with you, King, because, when you mention Saka and Odegaard, the thing that they have the most is that intelligence. Like, and they're so smart in terms of ways where they make the game look easy. Whereas, you know, I hear why, and you know what, Hanif with Martinelli is just a joy to watch because he does things at such speed and he does things that make you go wow. Saka and I mean they definitely do make you go wow, but a lot of the time with Saka and Erdegaard, it's just so clever. The things that we don't really appreciate when we're sitting in our armchair, but if you was on that pitch, you're like, wow, how has he seen that there? Or if he sat on the sidelines, that's when you really think you get to appreciate these them a little bit more in that sense. So I definitely agree with you, King.
The thing with Saka, he's got to start looking up when he's got that ball on the right peg. He does the same thing every time. He just shoots it. He needs to look up and then play the ball.
The thing is, I've seen him do it though. I've seen him cross with his right foot, and I've
he
seen
can
him
do it. He just doesn't do it enough.
Has there been anyone for him to cross the ball to as well? A lot of the time.
Sometimes he literally doesn't look up and he just hits it against the defender. He does it so many times. Saka is an amazing player. I'm a massive fan. We all know that. Yeah. Just want him to just focus sometimes on the right. Sometimes he makes the wrong decision. Now, Hanif's comment about Martinelli better than Saka. There is nothing wrong with that. A lot of people agree with it. I'm not sure who's better. I think they're both great players. So I don't think anyone can say someone's better than anyone because I think they've both got the potential to be great. I think Martinelli has the potential to be one of the greatest players, Brazilian players of the time, well, especially in the Premier League. And Saka, we all know how good he is. So great players. I don't think there's a right answer who's better. Saka just needs to improve on his output on the right sometimes, but I love Saka. And Odegaard just needs to be a bit more consistent when it matters. So sometimes he's a bit poor. When the game's for him, he's brilliant. So let's dig in and battle. That's why we struggled near the end last year. So that all these players they lost their head. That's the fact. They lost their head. Let's get their head in there now and prove a point. And now Odegaard wouldn't be my choice for captain. My choice would have been Kieran Tierney, but because of his injury record, that's why Odegaard got it. But yeah, let's hope he leads. He now needs to show a bit more maturity in the fact that he needs to lead the team. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'd say I'm dropping facts here because I mean, remember when you did the Saka thing where I said needs to improve. I think if he takes his game to that next level, he'll be unplayable. And for me, Odegaard needs to shoot more. Needs to show more confidence in front of goal because he's got a shot on him. He can place it like ESR. He puts that ball where the keeper can't go. I just want to see a little bit more confidence from the both of them in their ability. They're at that level now.
They're all cracking players, though, aren't they? They're all cracking players.
Cool.
Good problem.
Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka. There's nothing wrong with any of them players. They're all fantastic players.
You wouldn't want to play against them. You would not want to play against one of them. But like Graham said, and it's only for them personally, for them to take it to the next level. Yeah. It needs a little bit more confidence, a little bit more arrogance in their ability. And I mean, they're probably a little too humble now. Yeah, they're a little too humble now. Yeah, if they go to that arrogant level, that kind of Ronaldo, Messi kind of arrogant. I am that good. They're gonna
Pascal Sagan.
There you go.
But guys, don't forget, they are just 20 years old. They are supposed to have things to develop. I think I've only seen 3 players that I can remember in history that at 20 they were world class. It was R9, Rooney, and Fabregas. I don't remember anyone else at 20 being like world class. And when you are 20, you're supposed to have things to learn to be able to reach another level. And I think we've seen that when they burst into the scene, every season, Saka has become better. So I expect him to be better this season. I expect Martinelli to be better this season. I expect Smith Rowe and even Odegaard. And, certain things comes with more game time. And I think the more they play, the more they get exposed to big games and, they go into the World Cup, stuff like that. It's going to help improve their development. Look at Saka. Look at his penalty in the Euros and look at his penalties now. It's like 2 different players. And these things develop with experience. And it's great to see, and if we just can add 3 or 2 more signings, like Arsenal's going to be a problem. I'm not saying
But that's
we're
what,
winning or challenging Liverpool City, but we're going to be a problem if we get 2-3 more proper
but
signings.
that's what we're saying, King. In the fact of what will take them to the next level is that self belief, that self arrogance that takes them to that level. The three players that you mentioned, their self belief was what took them to that next level where they were unplayable. People were scared of them. People were scared seeing the name on the team sheet. And I think the players that we mentioned, they need to get that mindset to take them to that next level because they got all the ability and they got the skill and they got everything else. That's what will take them to there.
Big up a wee Scotch. He said, I think Sambi, hope he has a breakthrough year, helped by lots of talent around him. I think that's a very good shout. And that's why, you know what, Wilf, I have to join me a round of applause there because that's someone we really kind of forgot about. And with Sambi Lokonga, because of that first season, midfielders playing in that, trying to come in and replace Thomas Partey when he was injured and Granit Xhaka when he picked up his injury as well, is no mean feat. This is why we haven't got anyone who can get over them in that position yet. And Sambi Lokonga, at his very first season, he's shown signs of skill, talent, quality. It's just now taking it to his next level, which me and King, we've spoken about this a lot. Rodri, Fabinho, they're world-class central defensive midfielders. They needed a year to bed in. We've seen it plenty of times, and they were way more experienced and shown a higher level than Sambi Lokonga did when he came in. So I think that's a good shout for Sambi. Interesting to see where he plays, either in a 6 or in an 8 position, because he's played a lot more as that box-to-box, a little bit more advanced in pre-season. But we'll have to wait and see for him there. So we've probably got about 10 more minutes, guys. And to kind of like round off, I think I've got like two final questions. You know what? Let's start off with this one. I was just kind of working out in my head which one I should go for. We'll start off with this one in terms of exactly where you think we'll finish, but what is your bar at the highest? Like, where do you think we can get to, and where's the lowest? So it's going to be a little bit different in that sense. Bobby, I'm going to go with you. How high is that bar? But how low could it go? Oh, you're on mute a second. I think you're on mute. Yeah.
I've muted myself, sorry. It's because I was typing at some point. 3rd and 6th. Highest is 3rd, lowest is 6th.
3rd and 6th. Okay. And how do you think we're gonna end up towards more in that high bracket or the lower?
Lower.
Is that fine once the transfer window's complete as well? Is that you're basing that based on the
you know me, I won't totally agree with where I think we're going to finish until September because the transfer window needs to be completed.
Yeah.
Anything can happen still. I still think we'll still make 2 or 3 signings personally, but but it all depends on who comes in and who leaves as well, because there is talk that people are leaving as well, so people need to go. But yeah, I'm going between 3rd and 6th, and I'll let you know in September where I actually think we will.
Fair enough.
I got it right in January, so
there you go. just reminding me right there. Big up, Graham. So yeah, you know what? What are you saying? Do you agree with Bobby? 3rd and 6th in that sense? And where do you think we'll finish, towards the higher or the lower part of that?
I'm actually completely the same as Bobby. 3rd and 6th, lower. Right now, if we don't get anyone in, I think we will be either 5th or 6th. I'm not getting over the top. I still think Chelsea will finish above us because I think Chelsea will definitely bring players in. But that can change. Let's just see. I'm not saying I want to finish 4th, of course. Let's just see what we bring in. I just think we're a couple of players short. I think we're just that midfield for me, and we just need another. I think we need a right back midfield, and possibly a winger. And then if we get them and Chelsea do absolutely fuck all, then 100% full. But right now, 3rd to 6th, we're finished above United because United have signed players that they didn't need, and they're awful. But yeah, let's hope I'm wrong. But exactly the same as Bobby. Let's see how it is in September.
Yeah, I hear that. And do you know on that right back, Mark? Because I was saying this like that part of the signing. I was saying this before, but now I'm actually seeing Arteta play Ben White. I know it's in friendlies, but this is what we have to look at from pre-season. The fact he's playing him in that position, and we've got Saliba who's much better at like dealing with 1v1 battles. So if Ben White gets beaten, I can trust Ben White being that backup right back in that sense. And when Kieran Tierney's fit, Cedric's able to play there as well. Cedric's able to play there right back. We don't look as bad as when we had Cedric and Tavares. The facts there prove it, because
let's keep Cedric out of the team.
Honestly, Cedric.
Yeah.
Let's keep Cedric and Bellerin out of the team. That's my problem.
Bellerin, of course, but Cedric, honestly, he's
Ben
not
White,
bad.
Ben White, right back. I'm all for that. I'm all for it. But I would like someone in. I think that was one of the reasons why we finished 5th last year.
Yeah. Okay. I hear that. What about you, Brad? What are you saying? Where's the ceiling and the low bar, and where do you think where we'll finish? End up in that?
I don't think we're quite on the City Liverpool level yet. Maybe in a few years, but I still think third's a real possibility. It's unlikely. I don't think it'll happen, but you never know. Then I think lowest, I'm saying 5th. I do not see us getting 6th. Like, it's either going to be 5, 4, 3, whichever one, really.
Yeah. I can't see 2. I think I agree with yours in my personal point of view. I can't see us finishing below Manchester United. I can't see that with the amount of the work that they need to do, that they currently need to work on in their squad, and what the manager needs to do as well. I can't see it. There still needs to be a culture change at Manchester United, which people are forgetting too. So yeah, I kind of agree with that. I think 3rd to 5th. What about you, Wilf? What are you seeing? You know what I mean? Where's that high bar? Where's that low?
You know what? I'm as soon as I say this, I'm waiting for the ambulance to cart me off, because people are gonna say this. But the highest I can see us finishing 2nd, in case Man City or Liverpool slip up, I can see us sneaking in there. I don't think that's where we're going to finish. The lowest, I think, is 5th. But I think we will finish 3rd. I've been saying it all the time. I think we will finish 3rd. I like the squad that we've got. Unless something mad happens, that we get a whole heap of injuries that you can't account for, I see us getting 3rd fairly comfortably. It's not going to be as tight as it was last season. I can't see us going any lower than 5th. The only challenge in the top 4, or challenge to 3rd, for me, is them down the roads, the Spuds. Chelsea, I think, will fall away, because if you look at last season, they still haven't bought a striker, and they struggled last season to score goals and win games.
Yeah.
And that's going to be their problem again this season, and we'll catch up to them. But yeah, the highest is 2nd, again with the caveat of if Liverpool and Man City were to mess up somehow. But I can't see us dropping lower than 5th.
Definitely, I hear that right there. So there you go, high bar 2nd. I like that, mate. Potentially, if one of those two slip up, we'd have to be there, ready to pounce. That would be good. That would show a lot of progression. But what about you, Em? What about you? Do you think where's your high bar, low bar, and where do you think we'll finish in between that?
I think the highest we can finish it will probably be 3rd.
Yeah.
I would love to be as optimistic as Wolf, but I don't see 2nd. I think 2nd's a bit too much. Especially those 2 top teams are just really, really good. And I think they'll even be better than they were last season with the additions of Haaland and I won't say Nunes, but I would say...
I was about to say that. Hey, where are you going with this?
I think Carvalho, another signing they made, I think he would do well as well. So, yeah.
But guys, if you... I don't... Basically, I'm not even going to say...
Yeah, go on.
M doesn't really rate Nunes. That's why I never mentioned Nunes. That's why. But yeah, But you know what? Just like a lot of Man United fans, they're taking it right now because of that goal he scored yesterday.
It showed how rubbish he was yesterday when he started crying after scoring in the Community Shield final.
That's his high bar. Is that what it is?
Yeah, That's his highest bar. And listen, good luck to him. Good luck to him.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
nah. I won't wish him good luck. But
But
I think
M,
us. Yeah, I think our squad's good enough to finish third. However, I still have doubts about the manager. I think he's the factor that I think could pull us down. I don't see Arteta beating the likes of Conte or even like Tuchel. I think to fourth, yes, but not to third. But I'd love to be proven wrong. Arteta, I am someone that would sack Arteta, but that's not realistic right now. That won't happen. However, I do want him to succeed, and if he proves me wrong, then hey, it will be brilliant because I want
exactly.
Arsenal to do well. So
There you go. There you go, right there. That's the important thing.
hopefully,
And do you know
hopefully
what?
we get third.
Hopefully so.
Or,
Do you know
or
what?
even
Em?
if we're dreaming, let's win the league.
Yeah, exactly. But
If we're
you
dreaming.
know what, Em? This is what I'll say. Aubameyang, remembering he scored in the Community Shield, and we thought, yes, he's gonna have a great season. Then maybe that could happen.
No, come on. You cannot compare Aubameyang. Aubameyang was a Golden Boot winner the season before that.
Yeah.
Single-handedly won us the FA Cup.
It's
But
true.
Aubameyang's, come on, way better
No.
striker than Darwin Núñez. Even right now, he's better. So
We'll see. But King, your high bar, low bar, and then lowest, and then I got the final question to ask around for you all, you guys. Oh, you're on mute, bro. Yeah,
Can you hear me now?
perfect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry. Now I've said it many times. For me, City and Liverpool, they are at their own level right now. I think people forget how good as manager Klopp is. I mean, we can all sit here and speculate, but I don't think any of us saw Mohamed Salah become the player he became. Like, he was all right at Roma, but he's been a monster for Liverpool. Mane was good at Southampton, but he was a monster at Liverpool. And he keeps doing that. We saw Jota last year, he scored 20 Premier League goals, sorry. And this is why I'm not going to rule out Nunes, I'm not going to rule out Diaz, I'm not going to rule out Carvalho, because Pep and Klopp are elite managers, and they very rarely get it wrong with attacking players. Very rarely. Like, I don't remember many attacking players that they've bought that flopped. I don't know, maybe you guys remember, but I can't remember it on top of my head right now. So I think the maximum Arsenal can get is third for me. But I also think the lowest we should get is fifth, because we are way ahead in when it comes to the club structure, the team structure, the project itself, and the players have been now with the manager for 2.5 years, many of them, and he has his squad now. And judging from his press conference and from what Edu is saying, it looks like we are gonna get more players in. And getting more players in tells me that the more players we bring into the squad, the higher we should be able to finish. Because last year, when we had our first 11, we were the fourth best team. It was when we start having injuries on Partey, Tomiyasu, Kieran Tierney. That's when our form really dipped. And the fact that we now got Zinchenko, we now got Saliba, them two covers for Tomiyasu and Tierney, because Ben White can play that inverted right back role, and Saliba can play as a centre back, and Zinchenko can play ahead of what's it called, Kieran Tierney, and added Jesus to the attack, and also Fabio Vieira. Like, I think a lot of people underrate how good this kid is gonna be. Obviously, he's gonna need time to get used to the tempo in the Premier League, but he's a very talented player. I'm looking forward to see him play for Arsenal. So if we bring in another 2 or 3 players, I mean, I can't see us finishing lower. Like look at United today. They had a game, yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo got subbed in half time. He went home, and that's the situation they are at now. It's like it's unbalanced, you know. And if they get one injury, you know, in the attack, they got problem. Elenga is starting, you know, and with all due respect, I know I'm from Sweden, but Elenga is not that good, you know. he's not good enough for Man United, and also, you know, we still haven't seen Sancho, you know, do amazingly in the Premier League. Although I think he's gonna have a better second season than his first season, but there's a lot of uncertainty there. And Erik ten Hag is new to the league. He's gonna need time to get his tactic, understand how it is to play, you know, against the physical teams on the away. It's very different from Eredivisie. So I can't see how Arsenal is gonna finish, you know, sixth or seventh. I even think that United need to look out for Everton. If anything, they look
What,
to
relegation?
no, oh, not Everton. Sorry, West Ham. West Ham.
I really
Don't
took
give
it.
Matt a go now.
It's good that you said that. I was gonna
You're going to
say
give Matt a
West
recce
Ham,
now.
and then Everton slipped my mind. No,
Yeah,
I was gonna say West Ham. West Ham are having a good window. If they get if they get in Skamaka and that other youth, I forgot his name. He's also
Kostic.
Kostic. Wow, it's a good window for West Ham. So for me, Arsenal really, where we are now, the amount of money, time, patience, all of that, we have to be looking at minimum fourth, and there's no excuses anymore. Arteta this season, he needs to show why, and what gives me confidence is the fact that the players look sharp, they look physically fit, and they look onto it as well. Like before, if we score one or two goals, we sit back. But now we're going for another one, for another one. It's like a mentality change. So I think Arsenal is going to have a good season, but really it's up to Arteta and Edu to prove us that they can.
I get you. There you go. Definitely. And just before I ask everyone the final question, I'll let you answer this one, King. If Virgil van Dijk gets an injury, does this amazing Liverpool side struggle to get into the top four, just like they did the previous time when he
No,
got
I
injured?
don't think so. I think the thing with Liverpool wasn't just Van Dijk. The problem was that Joe Gomez, Virgil van Dijk, Matip, Trent, Robertson, they all had injuries. And they also had injuries in the attack as well, and with Fabinho as well. I mean, at sometimes him and Henderson were playing centre back. Now, if Van Dijk gets injured, Konate is playing, and Konate showed that he's a talent. Like he's also a unit. You know, don't underestimate him. He's a good player. So for me, no, unless they get like 6, 7 injuries like they had that season, I can't see them struggling.
There you go, right there. And do you know what? We'll start off with you. We'll go all the way back around. And this is to end off the show. Big up to everyone in the comments who's been in. Let me know your thoughts on this one. Arsenal fans, non-Arsenal fans. It's kind of like a little bit of a preview. Because all I want to hear is your predictions for Friday night's game. They are subject to change, of course, because I know people have got their channels and what they're going to be looking at as we get closer to the game. But King, if you was to say right now, we're playing Crystal Palace tomorrow night, what's that score going to be?
I think 2-1 Arsenal. Palace is a good team. We know we always struggle against them, especially away. Saha look sharp. SA look sharp. They're gonna give us problem, but I do think that we're gonna win. I do think that because it's an away game as well, it's gonna be tight. But I back our boys to win. Jesus to score 2 goals and Saha to score 1.
There you go, right there, 2-1. What about yourself? Crystal Palace game, first game of the season. How do you see that one going?
This might be a bit mad, but I didn't like what Crystal Palace did to us last season on both occasions. I think they absolutely bullied us in both games, even the 2-2 at the Emirates. I think they were the better team. I think we win comfortably. I think we win 4-0.
Yikes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oof.
I like the confidence.
All the goals we've been scoring in pre-season, we're just scoring goals for fun.
Is that willful M?
It's M. I can promise you, he's not a ventriloquist.
Yeah, man, 4-0. I think Jesus will get a brace as well, and Saka and Martinelli hopefully get that other 2 goals.
4-0 says M. What about you, Wilf? Are you on the same lines as M?
See, I thought I was going crazy with the 3-1. I thought I was going 3-1. I thought I was being crazy with the 3-1, but I love M's prediction. I think we're not the same team that played Palace last season. Palace have made some good signings. They're obviously a good team, but they're going to take a little. I don't think they're going to take a little while to get started. We're looking firing 3-1. 3-1.
3-1. So we've got all different score lines at the moment. Brad, have you got a different score line and you agreeing with someone?
I'm thinking either 2-1 or 1-1. It's away at Crystal Palace. I want to be confident. I really do. Love the preseason, but it's Crystal Palace away. First game of the season. I'm as excited as I am for the whole season. I am not that excited for this game.
Yeah, I understand. I can hear that. That's it's sensible to think that way. Unless Arsenal have a fast start, and if we do what M does, then me and you are going to be going to a different planet with our expectations. But Graham, and so that Palace game Friday night. You remember Phil? Phil might be watching, so you better be careful with what you say. It's subject to change as well.
Fuck off, Phil. Obviously, my co-host for my channel, Phil's a Palace fan. Someone's got to be. Sorry, Rich. Let me come on your channel again, please. No, I was going to say, Brad keeps picking everyone's predictions, isn't it, you little... Oh, Brad. I was going to say head and heart. So head 1-1, because I think it's a hard game. I'll take 1-1. It's not a disaster. They're a good team, Palace. I rate Palace. They've got some good players, and I think it's a tough game to go to, especially Friday night. But I think we can win it. So head 1-1. But I'm also going to predict the win for us as well at the same time. I was going to say 2-1, but again, Brad stole that. So
I think you're seeing Brad saying that's what it is.
I'll say 2-0.
2-0.
Head and heart situation.
Yeah.
Pascal's
exactly.
still going double.
Oh wow! There you go. You are going with your heart. Yeah, you went. Bobby. So, who's scoring the 7 goals for us in the game against Crystal Palace?
You already know my prediction because you asked me earlier. We talked about this earlier.
I know.
I do think we're going to lose. I think it won't be as 3-0 defeat. I think we'll lose 2-1. It's Selhurst Park. That is one heck of a place to go and play. It's our first night. Decore, if he's playing, he's going to tear our midfield apart because he is something else. I wish we got him, to be honest.
Interesting. I do wish we had. I agree with that last part. I do think I wish we had him. Very good player, and he's someone. You know what? Over in the future, I can see him. He would be better. He'd take over Partey's role easy. As that Partey ages, and whatever happens. Yeah, with his fitness issues mainly. That's what I'm thinking at. But yeah, big up everyone. I think we had different
wait. G Money, you ain't getting out of making a prediction.
Nah, bro, I got a prediction show.
No, fam. You got to give one.
Man, you got to give one, bro.
It's open to change. Yeah, nah.
You can't let us all reveal our prediction.
Yeah,
and then be like,
I didn't drop that. Nah, fam.
You're not the only one that got a channel now, son.
yeah. Drop it, King. Yes, lick it with it, King.
Okay, I think Arsenal going to win. So yes, guys, big up everyone. Right now, subject to change. Remember asterisk right at the end.
Yeah, there you go.
Who said 3-1?
I did.
I agree with you, Wilf. I think we'll win. I think we'll have a fast start. I really do. If the game was tomorrow with the players that I know who are going to play, 3-1 fast start. I think we'll go 2-0 up in that sense. Jesus will catch them off guard. Crystal Palace will settle into it. Zaha will cause Ben White a little bit of trouble. They'll nick one, and then on the break, Jesus again, bang. Because that's the difference now to when we last played them, guys. We didn't have a threat in behind. Palace were playing extremely high. You go and check that. Don't even watch the whole game. Just watch the bit of the first half. When they were pressing us, they were literally on their halfway line. when we was trying to play out the back.
That's
they can't
what
do
won
that
in the
now.
game. That's what won in the game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They can't do that now because we've seen what Gabriel Jesus has done to Gabriel on the turn when he can hold off players and get him sent off, and with his pace in behind. And then you know what, with Saka and Martinelli's pace, we've got pace not just on the outside now. We've got pace through the middle.
Inside,
So,
yeah.
I think that's the difference.
He's saying Gabriel hat-trick?
Nah. I think Saka will score on FPL reasons. Saka has to score.
Okay,
Yeah.
FPL.
Yeah, maybe Martinelli. Yeah, let's go for the whole front three. Jesus, Saka, and Martinelli to score.
Yeah.
Martinelli scored
I'll
himself.
take that.
GSM, I called him now.
GSM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gabriel, Saka, Martinelli.
There you go. You could say.
I agree, but I don't think we're conceding.
I hear that. Do you
I
know what?
love that M. I love in that M.
It's Saliba, man. It's Saliba, man. It's Saliba that gives me this confidence. If he plays,
but
if
Zaha
doesn't
against
play,
Ben White,
yeah,
it's gonna be a tough night.
Yeah, you got to think of the Zaha part, though, innit? You know what I mean?
Zaha looks so sharp.
I'm at the game and I'm praying that M is like spot on.
Yeah, listen, I would love nothing more for Arsenal to win and keep a clean sheet, but I do fear Palace, and I fear them especially away. There's something there with their fans and Friday night. If I'm honest, I'm a bit nervous for the game.
All about the atmosphere.
Yeah, definitely one of the best in the league. But Wilf, are you undercover?
You're going to the game, right, Wilf?
Yeah.
No, we're winning. You got
there
the
you go.
luck.
He went to the game yesterday, Graham and Bobby, and we won 6-0. So
yeah, exactly. So
I
I ain't going undercover. I ain't going undercover. I'm even wearing my Arsenal underpants. I'm going that blazing.
Do you know what? I can't say, I've never been to an Arsenal game and we've lost.
Yeah,
never.
It's only happened twice.
Do you know what the maddest thing is?
Brighton both times.
You went Brighton?
No, Brighton at home both times. It's the only two Arsenal games I've lost.
Yeah.
You can't go to any more Brighton games, eh? God,
fucking hate Brighton.
You can't go to any more Brighton games, right? Exactly.
Fucking hate Brighton. Fucking hate more than Scotland. Fuck it, hate Brighton. Just hate Brighton. Just hate them.
Graham, don't bother going to one this season. Take it off, man. You know, Laura needs some help. Yeah. Don't bother. Don't bother.
Hey, have you seen Matt Smith's comment on Wilf?
Exactly.
I didn't see it.
He's saying Wilf will be dressed up like Ty with his Arsenal earphones clapping.
Big up.
I love Matt. I love him to death. T-Money. Next time you're on, right, and we've got this much, I want to hear who people hate most. Like whether it's Chelsea, whether it's the Spuds, whether it's Brighton.
Oh yeah.
That's the
definitely.
Question. That's the question for you to ask next time.
Definitely. But yeah, you did dislike the most.
How long have we got?
Actually,
that's what I said next show. That's what I said next show.
I won't say the word because it's a bad word, but I've got a CU&T list. And right now,
there you go.
Tottenham are always on that
Chelsea
list.
United, Newcastle, and Tottenham. Is that what it is?
Tottenham are always on that list. Brighton, Man United,
Chelsea.
West Ham are always around that about.
Yeah.
Oh wow, there you go, right there. But big up Abdul Yakin says we've got the Mbappe of centre backs in Saliba. We're not losing. Louis in the place as well. Big up Louis, Crystal Palace fan. My prediction 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Zaha brace. He does love scoring against us. And yeah, you see that. That's what we love to see right there.
Crystal Palace needs to remember they are mid-table.
PD said 7-0. Matt also said 7-0 as well, but to Crystal Palace. So yeah, quick fire. The team you dislike the most. Bobby, go.
Bobby supports every team, so he can't hate it.
Yeah, I can't. I actually can't answer that question.
Actually, yeah.
It's not fair for me. So
exactly.
Sorry.
Graham, who disliked the most? One.
Man United.
Yeah.
I agree. Man United's mine. Brad, dislike the most?
City.
Wilf.
You know me. Chelsea.
Oh yeah, definitely Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Aston Villa.
Oh, for last season, I'm guessing. Yeah. And King.
Man United. I grew up hating them. It was us against them, and that stick to me. I did start hating Chelsea a lot as well when Roman came there. But yeah, Man United.
There you go. Definitely. I agree with you guys.
I just think Aston Villa are just mad overrated.
Yeah, they are. I think Gerrard is getting sacked.
Not as overrated as Brighton.
Oh, but do you know what? Right, King will know this. You know, living in, and Bobby as well, living in and around the West Midlands. Yeah, Aston Villa fans try and talk to me like about European trophy and those.
Yeah,
things.
that's what I don't like.
They're like, you weren't even alive. When you saw that.
It's like the Forest fans.
Even though the youth man did. Even though the youth man did.
None of that. But big up everyone. Thank you for joining me in the stream. We nearly went for 2 hours. Got a busy week ahead, people, for sure. But before I go into, what's got planned on the channel for this week with the Premier League kicking off, we'll start off with the shout outs. We'll start off with you, Bobster. Bobby. I don't know why I went with that.
You seriously just called me Bobster?
Oh, yeah. No, Bobby.
Weirdly, that's what M calls me. So,
oh, does she? Okay.
That's just weird.
Right. That's not going away now.
You'll find me on Football Values TV covering all sorts of football games. So, yeah, I'm just there. Thanks, Tereak.
No worries at all. Football Values TV, people. Go check out his channel. If you definitely want to go watch a championship game, he'll be there watching it with you. Bring, talking together. Because, championship games are good. Which games did you watch over the weekend, Bobby? Which one was your favourite?
Oh, the Middlesbrough West Brom game was my favourite. I watched Huddersfield versus Burnley on Friday night. That was awful. Huddersfield are going down. Yeah. That's what I've seen so far. Yeah. And I'm doing Watford, Sheffield United tomorrow.
That's a big one. They're the two favourites as well to get promoted.
Yeah, it should be. Yeah.
There you go. Graham. Long time no see the Don himself. Let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Daddy in the Don Sports, me and Phil, my co-host, he's a Palace fan, as I've said. They've been going for about a year and a half now. So Daddy in the Don Sports, that's on Twitter and Instagram as well, Daddy in the Don Sports. T has been on the show before. It's been a while, T, so you've got to come back on. We do quite a lot of stuff, mainly football, preview predictions. We do lives. I do countdowns. And yeah, Laura comes on as well.
I'm a pundit.
Yeah.
Hey. Representing Brentford.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Someone's got to.
Yeah. So, please, if you're not already on the channel, Daddy in the Don, give us a subscribe. And I'm always welcome to come on any of your channels. I love to talk, as you can see. Big up. Thank you, T.
Definitely. Big up, my man. Big up, Graham. Thank you for coming on. My brother, let the people know where they can find you. What streams you pop on if they want to hear your views and thoughts. Let the people know.
Yeah, I'll pop on here or even a girl's channel at times. Yeah, that's about it.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you, my bro. Thank you for always coming on. And you know what, showing the love and support you do, especially for the
thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
No worries, man. Anytime, man.
Yeah,
anytime. We look forward to having you, especially when we win 4-0. I'll let you have a sing and dance about that if it happens. And big up Wilf. Big up, Wilf, my bro. I know you're sounding a little bit like a robot right now.
I know. It always happens right at the end of the show.
I know. It's always the 2 hour
anyway.
one.
But firstly, it's every time I'm on here, I say to myself, this has been the best show. But it's been a great pleasure being on with all the boys. Don, I've never been on with before. Graham, always Bobby, Ryan, M, King, UT, Money. It's an honor for me to be on here. Love it. You'll find me here. Occasionally, I'll pop up on King Show and Moss and Bobby Show. Mostly here in Discord, and you'll see me regular here on your show.
Big up, my man. Thank you for coming on. Definitely, you know you're always welcome on here. And you know what? Last but not, actually, no, we got two more. Brad. Big up, my bro, Brad. Thank you, man. Thank you for coming on again. It's been a while. How is everything going for you in terms of yourself? Is everything all good?
Yeah, it's going good. I moved into my apartment next month, so I'm back at school again, and yeah,
Nice.
everything as of right now is going great. Interning and just working a lot. Just very excited for the season.
Definitely. And you know what? If Brad's got the time, you'll always see him up on the channel, up on Tereak Talks whenever he's free. I know he's been busy of late. So yeah, man. So you're always welcome on the channel, bro. And yeah, have you got anywhere that you want to let people find you at all, or?
Yeah, just on here. I go on Moss's a little bit. Also Tom's on the Gooner Talk. I try to do that whenever possible, but everybody jumps on those, so it's really hard to get on there. But yeah, just those places.
Defo, man. Always welcome, Brad. You know you are, man. And yeah, the season's here upon us. Hopefully, you know what? Eddie Nketiah scores more goals. And then, yeah, you see who scores it. Nah, but big up my bro, man. Thank you every time. And now this is it. Last but not least, we have King. Thank you for coming on, my bro. Let the people know where they can find you, bro.
Thanks for having me on, man. It's always a pleasure, man. Guys, don't forget to subscribe to T's channel, share the content, like the content. He's elite, And you can find me now on my own show, King's Football Show. We're on the road to 100 subs. I think we are at 67 now. So we are making moves, small steps, but we are going there. And thanks to the chat, you are always elite, always a lot of banter, a lot of fun comments. So it's great to see you all. And thanks for having me on, man.
Anytime. Thank you once again to the amazing guests for coming on. And guys, just to let you know, in terms of the channel, what is coming up. So tomorrow, I will be doing another calling show for those of you who aren't fans of Arsenal. If you're a fan of Arsenal, if you've got time and you want to talk and, with other fans, the platform is there and talk about their club and how we're going to compete up against them. But the platform is yours tomorrow to talk about whoever you want to talk about. It doesn't have to be Premier League. It can be Championship. It can be, the European leagues. And I know I've got some Arsenal fans. Exactly, the WSL as well. Definitely, because we got the preseason started for Arsenal as well 2 weeks ago for Arsenal in terms of that. So yeah, for sure. If you want to talk about the WSL and England's, champions of Europe, I can't get used to it. I can't. And
Champions of Europe, the man will never sing that.
You see King Salty.
Who invited King?
King Salty, exactly. Exactly, you know what I mean? But now, after his team...
big up the women, honestly. I can't praise them enough. To be able to win the Euros for the first time, when the pressure's on them, when it's at home, it's a massive achievement, and good luck to them, honestly.
Definitely. And then on Tuesday as well, do have something planned. Stay tuned, people. I definitely do have something planned, but I know what's coming up. I can guarantee you what is coming up on Thursday and Wednesday and Thursday. Me and Ed, we're going to be doing yes, that's it. Tuesday, me and Ed are doing a show breaking down each Premier League team, similar to the questions that I asked my wonderful guests in terms of one to watch, star player, the team strengths and weaknesses. We deep dive into the squads, and you know what? We've done a lot of research on that, so definitely do join in if you can and tune in for that one on Tuesday and Wednesday. We've got the season predictions coming for mine and Ed's are, and then we'll let you guys know about the predictions league that we're going to be doing this year, which is going to be all individual based. We'll let you know how that's going to work as well. So tune in Tuesday and Wednesday for everything coming up about the Premier League. Thursday, we've got the preview show that I'll be doing on Eagle Eye Football for the Crystal Palace versus Arsenal game. So yeah, join me for that. And on Twitch, I will also be doing a watch party for the All or Nothing documentary. That comes out on Thursday. So if you want to see my reactions to certain things, then you know what, I will be doing a reaction show following that also. Probably looking towards that at the end of the weekend after the Crystal Palace game, because we do play on the Friday. I would like to do it on the Friday, but because we've got the game, all eyes on that on the Friday. Watch along on Friday as well. So yeah, literally streaming every day this week, and then on the weekend, watch alongs for the game. I'm going to be doing the Everton-Chelsea game and on Sunday for the West Ham Manchester City. So yeah, non-stop this week, people. We are going to be here, and yeah, you're going to see this big head up on screen, so get used to it. And yeah, subscribe if you're new, hit that like button. Thank you for joining us, and we are out. Love to you all, and peace.
Big up England.
Last thing as well, code is in the description for the Fantasy Premier League if you want to join that. Take care all. Thank you very much. We're out.
Aston Villa shit.